Ahoy there, Captain Benzie here, coming at you with another very exciting video for EVE Echoes. Now, of course I say this is very exciting because it's more information about exploration, the part of EVE Echoes that I've been waiting for since before the game launched. Exploration has me super frothing at the mouth excited. It always has done, and the more I see about it, the more excited I become. Like, genuinely, this is just, it's shaping up to be more and more exactly what I could have hoped for. It's different to EVE Online in a meaningful and exciting way. It's jam-packed with lore that fills in with the background of EVE Echoes, even why EVE Echoes itself exists as a separate universe to the new Eden we know from EVE Online. All of that jazz is right here in this exploration update, and it's looking super cool. So we're going to go through a load of new information today that Joseph, the community manager for EVE Echoes, has dropped both on the EVE Echoes official Discord and on the EVE Echoes Facebook page. Now, I steer clear of Facebook as a matter of course. I have an account there that does post shots of my videos, etc. And for anyone who uses Facebook, they can follow that for their notifications. But you will not get through. You'll not get a message through to me with Facebook. I really don't like it as a service. But hey, let's not ramble on about that because today is exploration, and I am froth at the mouth excited over this. So, as usual, if you enjoy this, hit like, let me know, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, especially if you want to keep up to date with all the latest news and gossip about EVE Echoes, especially with things like exploration. That all said and done then, let's jump right in. I'm going to be reading through the announcement that he put up on the official Discord. I'm going to give my thoughts and opinions. Obviously this is done on my phone. Again, I do all of my content entirely on my Asus ROG Phone 3. It's recorded, edited, uploaded, curated, etc. entirely from this phone. So I do apologise for the portrait orientation here if you're watching this on a computer. Unfortunately, Discord doesn't have a landscape mode for me for some reason. Maybe I'm missing a setting. Anyway, with our exploration update coming sometime in early June, we'd like to share some more details about Nihilus Space, or Nihilus Space. I think Nihilus is how I'm going to say it. Discovering Nihilus Space. After the supernova that occurred in YC116, which is the big event that created an alternate universe for EVE, which does kind of make sense, I've talked about this before. Ultimately, a supernova is going to give out massive amounts of graviton particles and graviton waves, which are, tied into gravity. Gravity causes bends and fluctuations in space-time. That is literally Einstein physics right there. This is based in reality. That supernova created an alternative universe, which is the one that we're playing in. Anyway, after that supernova, a Minmatar Thucker pilot, woohoo, represent, discovered a tunnel in the Great Wildlands. After passing through the tunnel, the pilot found themselves in a special region. There were large quantities of rich oil, as well as permanent magnetic materials never before seen in New Eden. However, the region was surrounded by strong gamma-ray bursts, stopping the Minmatar from claiming the treasure buried within. Yeah, strong gamma-ray bursts are going to be a problem for anyone and anything that happens to be living. The secret was kept for 8 years, during which time the technology for containing the gamma-ray bursts saw no real development. In a chance encounter, the Caldari Navy intercepted a vessel sailing between New Eden and the newly discovered region. Not sure how they did that, but hey. On learning about this secret region, the Caldari Navy decided to head over and commandeer its resources, but was stopped in their tracks by gamma-ray bursts, surprisingly. Since more people have learned about this secret, the existence of the new region was finally disclosed to the public, and this is Nihilus Space. The factions wasted no time in launching their own mining projects in the new region. Lidai, which is a Caldari corporation, was the first to develop the gamma-ray shielding technology that could create a safe area amid the bursts, allowing mining ships to operate. Again, makes sense. We know, even from just like me reading through the Frigates of EVE Echoes book, Lidai are one of the major Caldari corporations, and they are renowned for their shielding technology. They are the reason, basically, that Caldari ships have such good shield resistance and have stronger shields than the other races. So it makes sense that they would be the first ones to do this. With the advancement of technology for shielding gamma rays and travelling into the new region, or gravity well, capsuleers have begun looking to get in on the action. And I am one of those capsuleers. I am sitting on the edge of this going, give it to me now, give it to me now, give it to me now. I don't care if it's not finished, give it to me now. Anyway, accessing Nihilus Space. Since the major factions all want to get their hands on these new materials, many who have joined already started exploring the newly discovered space. there is the possibility of encountering hidden gravity wells in almost all star systems. Huzzah, this is not region locked, in which these factions can use to travel to new rich ore deposits in Nihilus Space. So this appears to be sort of analogous to wormholes, just without the whole jump in and pop out somewhere else. But more on that later. Capsuleers can find these gravity wells by using the Ore Gravity Well Trap device and Dead Space Gravity Well Trap device on their outposts. Noting this is an outpost thing, this is related to Capsuleer outposts. However, due to safety concerns and stabilized energy requirements, these two new devices must be installed inside Capsuleer outposts in stable, sovereign space. These devices take a few days to a week to activate, after which the gravity well leading to the new region will be generated. A new gravity well will be required if you relocate. This is pretty cool. Now, I'm already seeing a lot of people who have read this worrying that this is now going to be exclusive to nullsec and the nullsec empires. I don't think it is. Obviously, I'm speculating here. I am speculating, but it talks about stable sovereign space. Yes, I believe that does mean that it needs to be a Capsuleer outpost that is inside claimed sovereign space. You can't just drop a Capsuleer outpost in a random system and hope it will work. It does need to be, if it's in nullsec, it's going to need to be inside sovereign space, which, I get it, it makes sense. But it doesn't say nullsec stable sovereign space. It's also talking here, I think, about some of the empire spaces. You can put Capsuleer outposts in empire space in, I think, 0.2 or lower. So if you are in a 0.2 low-sec system, you may be able to drop a Capsuleer outpost there, and to use the Gravity Well Trap device and Dead Space Gravity Well Trap device on your outpost in order to basically scan down one of these gravity wells, which is pretty cool. I have no guarantee that's how it's going to work. Some people are taking stable sovereign space to mean only empire space, as in like Minmatar, Caldari, Galente, or Amar. Other people are taking it to mean only claimed areas of nullsec. I think it could be either, it could be both. I'm hoping it's both. Anyway, the inner workings of Nihilus Space. There will be a shielding device in the center of most Nihilus Space anomalies. This is going to be like the beacon that you warp to for most other anomalies, that sort of satellite that sits at the center. These devices usually create a safe area with a radius of several hundred kilometers. Certain exceptional devices are capable of creating much larger safe areas, but they are rare, so these are basically arenas. Ships are not allowed to warp in these safe areas and must carry out operations within them. So you can't use... I'm assuming this means that you can't obviously warp between these and somewhere else, that you're going to have to use the gateway, basically, the gravity well, to get in and to get out. Kind of like faction warfare complexes are in EVE Online. I think at the same time, when they say you can't warp, if you are 150 kilometers away from a point, I'm sure you can warp between A and B. It might be the case that you can't. It might genuinely be the case that if you were to drop a container at a 0 point and fly 150 kilometers away, turn around and try to warp, the game will say, no, you can't do that. And I do have a feeling that is how it may be. As we go on, you'll see more information that suggests that kind of thing. Should any ship stray outside of the safe area, its autopilot system will automatically engage to navigate the ship back inside to prevent the fatal effects of the gamma ray bursts. Basically, like, I think of Star Fox when I think of this one. Like, when you fly to the edge of an arena, the game just automatically does a U-turn for you and pushes you back into the arena, that kind of thing, I think. Now, the energy here is particularly chaotic, meaning ships' capacitor and recharge rates will differ in different areas. Keeping an eye on your ship's power core is especially important here. That's really cool, and that's why I think that perhaps warping from A to B inside that arena is not going to be possible, because we have to describe chaotic energy, meaning the ship's capacitor recharge rates will differ. So I don't know if that's different areas of the same arena, or if that's between Arena A and Arena B, you might have different recharge rates and that kind of thing. That's pretty cool, and I'm excited to see how that plays out. Yeah, I know there's going to be some people who are a little bit concerned about that, like if you're running a barely stable build, it's now going to be completely unstable, or, you know, maybe even the other way around, if you're an unstable build, it's suddenly going to be stabilized, who knows? I quite like this. I'm intrigued to see how that plays out. Now, between the multiple instances of Nihilus Space connected by gravity wells, multiple instances of Nihilus Space connected by gravity well, multiple instances, strange interference may occur after a gravity well has been successfully constructed, causing it to split into 2 or more parts. This is because gravity wells leading to New Eden always maintain a balance of entropy. The reason behind this remains a mystery up to this day. Some theologians believe there are hidden forces in this part of the universe. Get your Amarian god out of my Nihilus space, please. KK, thanks, bye. Anyway, so what we're seeing there is that there are multiple pockets here, and they do connect. This is not just like, you know, a pocket that exists just in the one system. These will connect up to each other as a complete sub-universe. When mining in Nihilus space generated by Capsuleer outposts, which is going to be using the ore scanner, it is necessary to be aware of other explorers from other parts of New Eden. Fortunately, the Nihilus space anomaly directly connected to the gravity well is stable and safe from outsiders. According to publicly acknowledged data, the safe part of the region contains 30 to 35% of the resources. To acquire more, Capsuleers have to venture into more dangerous parts of the region, which could mean you end up losing everything. Basically, when your Capsuleer outpost creates a gateway into Nihilus space, it creates its own private pocket on the other side, which gives solo players, or small corporations, their own way to access Nihilus space and still get access to these materials without having to worry too much about PvP. When a ship enters via gravity well, there will be numerous gravity wells connecting to other Nihilus space. After mining the resources in the first area, Capsuleers can choose to either further explore other areas via the gravity wells, or simply return with what they have gathered. No one will laugh at those who die in battle. Oh, come on, yes, I will. I'll laugh at those who die in battle, especially if they die in particularly hilarious ways. But there are more opportunities to be had if you stay alive. Therefore, after mining the plentiful resources in areas which are exclusive to them, owners of Capsuleer outposts can head to more dangerous shared areas where they need to keep an eye out for other Capsuleers. Please note that most of the dangers in Nihilus space are still unknown to us. Behind every gravity well there is both wealth and risk, or perhaps even a fleet ready to hunt Capsuleers. Be safe out there. Oh boy! Oh, this is cool. This is so cool. So yeah, you generate your own little dead space pocket, or you generate your own little mining pocket within Nihilus space. Then from there, you can choose to go further into a new room, so to speak, that may be connected to others. So if you're sitting there mining and someone else jumps in, well, they could be jumping in with a fleet, or perhaps someone else is just camping one of these pockets, waiting for other people to push their luck. To me, that is so cool. And I think the way they describe this is it's literally like if you go into a new pocket, you can't jump back to the old one, you can only jump out completely. I don't know, I think it is kind of a push your luck system here, which I really like. Like, I'm going to be exploring these things constantly. I'm going to be sitting there in PvP ships and in PvE ships, just trying to poke my nose in and see how this works. Oh, resources in Nihilus space. Most Nihilus space anomalies will contain numerous deposits of rich ores. These may also exist in New Eden in small quantities, but are far more abundant in Nihilus space, where rich ore contains 10 times the minerals of regular ore. Many mining practitioners have been frantically travelling to these places to amass wealth after learning of this news. Huzzah and congratulations, industry, you are now getting significantly more lucrative mining opportunities. Again, you can stick to your own exclusive space, or you can take a big fleet with some friends, like some security friends, out into the next pocket along where PvP may be a thing, and see how you get on there. That is so cool. I do apologise, I scan read this before recording this video. This is me actually reading it properly for the first time and getting super excited. Some parts of Nihilus space are occupied by pirates. They have also constructed dead space strongholds. These areas have permanent magnetic materials which you can use to enhance dead space modules. For reverse engineering, Capsuleers can reverse engineer permanent magnetic materials, and acquire stronger dead space modules which are classified by their strength into B, A, and X models. These dead space modules will offer Capsuleers a new goal within their journey in New Eden. So, oh boy, yeah, if you're running around with dead space C-type loot, you can go in and with your friends clear out some of these Nihilus space dead space anomalies, get those permanent magnetic materials, reverse engineer them into the basic parts, and then upgrade your C-types into B-types, upgrade your B-types into A-types, and your A-types into X-types. And oh boy, this is one of those things that, having seen these on the Fulmination test server, the B, A, and X-type modules, they are not significantly more powerful. I mean, it's like if you go from Mark 5 to Mark 6, or, sorry, Mark 5 to Mark 7, and Mark 7 to Mark 9, look at the amount of difference between those jumps. That's kind of what you're looking at. It is a small percentile difference, but obviously, any percentile is an advantage. It means that you can gather these materials and make your ships even more powerful, obviously at cost. But this is so exciting. This is so exciting, so exciting. I am genuinely, utterly blown away by this. And there's that cool little image that we saw during the NetEase Connect event of the sort of Nihilus Space, with those cool minerals floating in there. I really cannot wait to jump in a probe covert ops and start exploring these and see what's actually inside them. Make some videos of what it all looks like and how it all goes together. I cannot wait to then jump into a PvP ship and start pushing my luck further and further into Nihilus Space to see if, who I can catch unawares. Piracy is back, baby. We are here. Oh, I cannot explain how excited this makes me. I think what also, kind of in aside from the systems that they're talking about here, the fact that there is so much lore about this genuinely excites me. We've got so much background as to how this works and why this works, how it was discovered, who built it, all this kind of thing there. That is very, very exciting for one simple reason. This means the lore team are back in force, which means we could be getting new encounters at some point soon as well. This is something I haven't really talked about in videos for EVE Echoes, but definitely something I want to touch on now. If you're playing EVE Online, there are numerous different types of combat encounters. I'm just talking combat encounters here for the time being. In EVE Echoes, basically an encounter is you jump in, you kill the first wave of ships, you kill the second wave of ships, you kill the third wave of ships, you kill the fourth wave if it's got a fourth wave, and then you collect your bounty and that's it. And that's basically the blueprint for every encounter in the game. Now, in EVE Online, you may have ones where you jump in and there are a load of rats there, but your mission is to blow up an installation. So you can actually fly past all the rats, or if you've got long enough range, just blow up that installation. Mission accomplished. All the pirates are still alive, but you've blown up the moon base or whatever. You get other ones where you will keep killing rats that spawn almost indefinitely until one of them eventually drops a key. You use that key to open a cache. That's the item you need, and you just get out. You leave all the rest of the rats alive. It could be that you need to keep killing pirates until eventually the boss appears, and if you kill the boss, that's the mission completed, even if all the little pirates are still alive. There's even ones where, like, for example, you have to capture someone and hold them in a web or a scrambler or whatever until Concord arrive. And if you actually destroy the target ship, you fail the mission. You need to hold them there for a period of time until Concord arrives. And I would love to see stuff like this added into EVE Echoes. Now that the lore team is back, I think it looks like we might actually see this kind of stuff. I'm also super hopeful that with them adding all this new lore and Nihilus Space and things, perhaps we may start to see some of those areas that I've talked about recently, like, for example, the Kriya Lair project, or Old Man Star, the Eve Gate, all these things actually being added to EVE Echoes, as well as areas to explore and actually discover. Things like the Eternal Flame. I did an entire video on these, so do check that out if you haven't already. I'll put a link in the description below and on screen now if I remember how to. Anyway, folks, that is everything I really wanted to say here regarding Nihilus Space. This just looks amazing to me. I really can't explain how excited this makes me. It gives us a reason to have Capture Lair outposts rather than just Corporation Citadels. I will be getting a Capture Lair outpost at some point. Though obviously I'm not going to say where I drop that, because it will be a big fat target for most of you guys. But yeah, I would love to have a Capture Lair outpost and actually start exploring some of this myself, having my own little Nihilus pockets that I can fly through, and then join the big connected sub-galaxy as well. for some PvP and for some exploration, super happy fun times. Anyway folks, please let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. If you think that I've missed something, if you think that I've misunderstood something, or you've got more evidence to suggest why something is a way that I think it is, or it isn't the way I think it is, for example, do let me know. I will be keeping you guys up to date on everything I learn about Nihilus Space and exploration as a whole. As I said, I am ridiculously excited about this, and I hope that you guys are too. I think this is exactly what we need, with the community sort of getting a bit angry recently at various different things. This could be the point where I think a lot of people turn around and go, okay, you know what, maybe NetEase do know exactly what they're doing here. Anyway folks, let me know your thoughts and opinions. Thank you for watching this one right the way to the end. Happy sailing, and see you in New Eden!